Hi everyone. So here's an autistic life update. Um, I guess I got embarrassed more than I wanted to the last few days or so. Do you know how much embarrassment fucking sucks? Like it does not feel good in my body. Like it sucks. Like I hate being embarrassed. I do not have not that I think people have good memories about being embarrassed, but I do not have any because most of my life I've just been made to feel embarrassed about the way I exist. Like I can't talk that well, or I'm too blunt, or whatever the fuck it was. Just embarrassing. And a lot of times people would call things out about me in front of other people. I don't know. That's not what I'm on here about though. Like embarrassment just fucking sucks. So compared to that kind of embarrassment, what happened the last few days isn't so bad. Um, but they happened. So I was most of you don't know what I look like, so there should be no visual here. Um, so I was on the bathroom taking a shit, and I don't usually bring my phone in. Because I just don't. But I did this time. And so Alicia, this is a lot of information. I'm just going to state real quick. Alicia had some diarrhea going on for a few days. And so I had gone to the bathroom and I had diarrhea too. Sorry about saying that. But it was just the one time compared to her day's worth of it. And I don't miss that because remember, if you heard the episodes about Sylvester, that's how I was pissing out of my butt forever with Sylvester. It was gross. So I don't miss that. But anyways, so I'm sitting on the toilet and I'm texting who I thought was Alicia. I said, I think your butt gremlin got inside mine. Cause I don't know, the butt gremlin was just the first thing that came to mind. And I hit send. And right after I did that, I saw it went to Janice because her and I were texting earlier. And I was like, no. And Alicia could hear me from the bathroom. And as far as I know, you can't recall text messages once they're sent. They're not like a Google, like a Gmail where you can just be like, whoopsie, let me unsend that real quick. No, I don't think you can do that. So it was fucking gone and it went to Janice's phone. And oh my gosh, so embarrassing. Like I can count on one hand, maybe just two fingers, the amount of times in my life that I have accidentally texted somebody because usually I'm very careful about who I'm texting. I reread the texts, but no, I just figured why not just send this and not look to see who the fuck it went to. And so I just texted Janice back. I was like, oh, sorry, that wasn't for you. And then all she said was LOL. And I had this need to text her back and explain away well, this is what I meant by the butt gremlin and da 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 da. And then I thought to myself, you know what? The more I talk, usually the worse things get. So let me just not say anything and we'll pretend this didn't happen because it's not like she hasn't done embarrassing shit. But that was so embarrassing. I think your butt gremlin got inside mine. Like, what the fuck? I don't want anybody knowing that I poop. I do not poop. So, anyways, there's that. That was embarrassing. This part isn't. This is just a special interest update. I don't know what this is. So, I watched the Grammys like a rerun a few days ago, and I've been hearing the name Chapel Roan forever. And I just, for some reason, thought it was a country band because I could have sworn I was watching AGT and they had a country band on there. I thought the name was Chapel Roan. It had to have been something close for me to think that. Um, I mean, I also thought Kendrick Lamar was a country singer too until I found out. I watched this thing about how him and Drake have some feud, and I'm like, I didn't even know Kendrick Lamar was a singer. I don't know why I said all that just now. But, anyways, where was I? Chapel Roan, yes. So the pink pony thingy, the pink pony club, like that whole performance. Did anybody see that? I remember watching that. First, I remember like her being in the audience, like the cameras were on her, and I was like, "Oh, look at her! Like she looks like a fun person to hang out with because of like how she was dressed and stuff." And then she performed that song, and I was like, "What the fuck did I just watch?" And I could not get the song out of my head. So I went to her, just listened to some other ones, and like all of her fucking songs get stuck in your head. And so all I have been listening to is the Pink Pony Club and then all of her other songs, but mostly the Pink Pony Club because how can you that's a great how can you get that out of your head? You can't. And then I'm sitting here. I don't know how the fuck old this person is. I think she's probably what, early 20s maybe? I thought she was pretty young from what I remembered hearing. Um, but I'm like, how is somebody able to make music this catchy and like this strange? And it's just so good. And yeah, so like I'm trying not to look up any information about her because I don't want this to become like a serious special interest because I don't have time for any more new ones right now. Um, but yeah, like if you haven't heard, maybe I'm the only one in the world that hasn't heard or hasn't listened to Chapel Roan until like just a few days ago. Um, yeah, that's very addicting music. Um, and I kind of laughed at myself too because like I was just listening to Kill Switch Engage like I don't know, an hour before the Grammys. Like anybody remember Kill Switch Engage if you're into like, the metal scene or whatever? I don't even know if they're still together, but like I used to listen to them a lot. And then I just like I go from that to Chapel Roan and I'm like, well, I whatever. Kind of funny to me. Um yeah, Pink Pony Club is so good. I can't believe I'm saying that right now. And as soon as I get off of this episode, I am going to go listen to more Pink Pony Clubs. Oh God. It's like my brain is like just gets stuck on things like lately. And anyways, so Saturday, Alicia and I decided to go to Wegmans together just to get it done with because I didn't feel like going out. Like I was just gonna do like a pickup, but I didn't even want to do that. And I was like trying to get her to do it because she was going somewhere. Um, and we just decided, let's just get this done. We'll go in there, we'll get our shit. We didn't have a lot to get anyways, and then she'll drop me off and she'll go do what she needs to do. And I was like, "Okay." And it's we always do this. Like, "Okay, we got this. We're together. We're not going to let any of those people fucking bother us cuz she don't like the people either. She doesn't like all that stuff. She just doesn't really complain about it like I do. And so we decide to go, and I see all these cars in the parking lot, and like, I don't know, it's like maybe 1 o'clock on a Saturday. I'm like, who the fuck is here shopping like this on a Saturday? And then I found out that the Super Bowl was the next day. And I was like, well, this is just great. Of course, we picked this time to go into the store, and we have to just keep going in because we're already here. So we went in there because I primarily wanted more fruit to a water, and I was worried that with all the people, it would be gone. It wasn't. Anyways, so like we're almost done. We've been in there for about 15 minutes weeding through people who are just fucking standing everywhere. Like don't even care who's around them. Like that's so rude. And there's so many of them and I was starting to get like I mean I did take an anti-nausea pill before I left. Thank goodness because I worked up a sweat. Um and I was having just a sensory nightmare in that fucking place. And we're at the end, and I don't know if it was because of how I was feeling or what, but like, and I don't mean to I hope I don't like irritate any of you parents out there, but we were in like an aisle and I had passed this lady with like her two daughters. Um one of them was like sitting in the cart, so she was like littler. And then there was another one. And she was just like yelling so loud at her kids. I felt embarrassed for them and for her. And I don't know if flew into a bit of a rage inside my head. I can't, I can't stand it when parents yell at their kids. How do I word this? 'Cause just don't do that shit in public. It's fucking embarrassing and you're gonna cause problems for your kid. Like this lady was so loud, like people were looking at her. And so like I had passed her at one point and I thought to myself, like, this fucking bitch. And we're in an aisle, and then I hear her on the other side in the other aisle, like, put that back. No, you can't have that. Sit up straight. And it was just like all of this shit, and it was so loud. And I looked at Alicia, I was like, some people should not have children, and that is one of those. Because this didn't strike me as like, oh, this lady's just in a bad mood today. This is like, this is her fucking personality. And I know that I got triggered too. I do get triggered with stuff like that because it reminds me of like my mother and what a bitch she was. But the difference was she waited till we got home. Now that was like a catch 22 because you didn't get in trouble when you were out in public because she was all about the image. Like, we can't let people know that we're fucked up. So like I never misbehaved in public. Neither did my brother. He was just smart, but like I knew you do not misbehave and embarrass this bitch because you will get it when you get home. And anyways, but sometimes I still would do stuff and she'd be like, "Wait till we get home." And I was like, "Whatever." But then you had that to worry about getting home. But anyways, like at least do that. I mean, it's I don't know, that's probably the wrong thing to say, but maybe just don't do that to your children. So then we're over by the cheese area and there's the lady getting some cheese with her crying children. They were crying. No children should be brought to a grocery store and made to fucking cry. So something came over me, and as I was walking by, I stopped briefly and I said, "Stop yelling at your kids. Holy shit." And it came out louder than I intended it to. And I just went into like tunnel vision and I was like, I got to get out of here. So I kept walking and I could see the people around me wanted to say something to this lady and they were happy that I did. Like I was looking around like, am I on that show with John King Jonas? Like, what is that? You like that candid camera kind of show? I was like, this bitch can't seriously be this mean to her kids and this loud. Like you could hear her down halfway down the store. That's how fucking loud she was. And I just was like, "Oh god, I just said that." And I just kept walking. And then I hear her go, um, "Mind your own business." "Oh, 'cause I'm aggressive?" And I was just like, "Please stop talking." And so I just sped walk around the aisle and I just left. Now, I don't know if that was a good thing to do. Probably not. But compared to what I did years and years ago, at one like I was at Walmart one time and this bitch was being mean to her kids, and I happened to have gotten off of work that day and I was dressed pretty nicely so it looked like I was a professional, and I pretended to be child protective services and I walked up to that lady and I pretended to take down like information like, look, I was not I you know I was a kid, I was younger, that's my excuse. But I did that because I used to be very confrontational when I did not see something or when I saw something I didn't like. I was a confrontational kind of person, like, and I regret that about myself. I'm the total opposite now. This is why I just kept walking when that lady was like yelling. Like I could tell she was embarrassed. That's all I was really going for. Let me fucking embarrass you, bitch. Maybe you'll think twice about this the next time you go out to some store. Like, I don't know that that accomplished anything. Um, I don't remember what I was just saying. Oh, the child protective. Yeah. So, I mean, that lady at at the Walmart years ago, she did believe me because she looked scared. And I thought to myself, like, I need to like turn this into like some side gig or something, but you don't get paid for that. So that was the only time I did that. Um, would I do that now? No. What was I thinking? Who was that person? I don't even know who that version of me was. Like, where did all of that? Like, I would never do that now. I am the opposite, which is why I just kept walking. I was shocked that my mouth opened and things came out. Oops, I thought this was supposed to be a short episode and I just spent forever. Okay, it's 15. All right. Anyways, 15 minutes. It's not too long. Um, but yeah. So, and then I apologized to Leisha. I was like, sorry if I embarrassed you, and she was okay with it. She's like, if that lady kept saying stuff, I was gonna step in and say something. And I was like, oh, really? That would have been nice to see because she's like never like that. Um, yeah, so that I did that. I was embarrassed after I did that. But then I don't know. People like that gross me out. Don't do that to your kids. Like, you shouldn't be talking to children like that anyways. Like, be respectful. Like, if your kids are doing something they don't want to do, there's better ways to go about it than embarrassing them in front of strangers and making them cry. Like, how do you not feel embarrassed that like your kids are doing this because of you, you fucking bitch? And then moving right along to today, this isn't embarrassing. Um, Oh, let me back up just a little bit. So, if you listen to like my last episode, I admitted that I had an addiction to the giant Hershey chocolate bars, the cookies and cream ones, and that I had gone to Walgreens and got a whole bunch, like what was it, six? Because they were half off. And I thought to myself, this will do it. This will take away my addiction to this fucking like chocolate. Um, it didn't. Those bars were gone in like 3 days. Okay, two. They were gone in 2 days. And um then when we were at Wegmans, I got the drops, like the cookies and creams drops because Wegmans doesn't carry the bars. And I was like, well, this is still good. So I got the drops. I was like, man, maybe this will make it so I don't want any more. And it gave me like some serious heartburn because I ate that shit like later at night and I was like, never again. Never again because heartburn sucks. And then look, I'm still addicted to it. So like, um, I went to Walgreens. Like I picked up my dead cat today, his ashes. Morpheus, he died last month, and we've been like, where the fuck are his ashes? Like, why is this taking so long? And they finally got delivered to the vet people today. So I went to go pick him up. But before I went to go get my dead cat, I had priorities, and I was like, I'm gonna go to Walgreens first and see if there's any more of those Hershey bars. So I went there. I go to the aisle. There's a big old hole where I stole, well, like I didn't steal, where I took all the big ones last week. There's just a hole. They didn't replace that. And those were 50% off. And I get worried when there's things that are 50% because does that mean that they're going to go away forever and not come back? Where am I supposed to buy these things now? I have to figure out another way. So, um, I started freaking out a little bit and I was like, oh my God, there's got to be like smaller ones. So I went to like the regular sized candy bar section. And then I found 12 of them and I snatched them all up because they were on sale too. And I went to the front and, they were regular size, but that's like snack size. And I've already had two. There's 10 left. They're probably going to be gone by tomorrow. And they're not even like, I mean, they're good, but I could go on and on. I mean, I still have this addiction. I still have it. It's not going anywhere. How much of this do I need to eat before my brain's like, okay, bitch, we're done? Like, this is getting out of hand. So I'm just gonna admit that. But priorities. You gotta get the chocolate, then go get the cat. Anyways, I'm gonna just end this episode. Um, I'm pretty sure this had to do with autism in some way. Yes, it did, because of everything. Okay, well, not a life-changing episode, but maybe you got something out of it. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for listening. I guess I'll do like a little bit of if self promotion, even though that makes me cringe. Um, if I'm over on Substack, all of these links are like in my wherever the description is for this episode and stuff. Um, I know I keep talking about Substack, but come on over. There's a whole bunch of us there. It's a really nice community. It's actually keeping me pretty sane with all the crazy shit going on in this fucking country. I love the community over there. And so check me out on Substack. Maybe like start one of your own, maybe do some writing of your own if that's something that you're into. Um, and then is there anything else I do? Probably. I don't remember it right now. There's gonna be links. Just yeah, I don't know. This is I wish I could edit this part out right now, but I don't know how to edit. So this stays in. I just I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking about do I have another chocolate bar or not, or do I wait like a couple hours? This is ridiculous. Um. Okay. Bye.